Hey guys, so I've got my March favourites to share with you. I typically don't do favourites videos too frequent, only when there's some items or some products that I've really been loving or that have stood out to me for the month, and I definitely have some of them for March. So I'll go ahead with the first sort of two items that I've been getting a lot of use out of. The first is my little Mimco pouch. I picked this up when I had my birthday voucher, which was in February. So I think it was $20 or $30 off. So I picked this one up because I had seen a lot of people use this lately, and I've been absolutely loving it. It's just the rose gold, sort of like quilted mesh pouch. I've actually been using it as a wallet, so I've transferred all my cards and my cash just in here. I love that it's so small and I can sort of move it around into all different bags. With my other Mimco wallet, it was quite large, so sometimes I have trouble getting it into sort of my smaller bags. But I've just really been loving it. I love pulling it out. It looks so pretty, and that was sort of like a little birthday present to myself. One of my newest items, now I've only had this for, I think it's only been a week or two, but I've been using it every single day and I absolutely love it. And this is just my little handbag. So it's sort of like a long shoulder bag. You can also use it as like a messenger bag. It crosses over the body, and you can also make the strap longer if you need to. So the funny story about this is I actually picked this up at the Fashion Treasure Markets in Canberra, which is kind of like the Sydney Trash and Treasure, so where people sell, you know, used goods and sort of like a big garage sale. So I went there just by myself having a look around, and I found a lady that had a whole heap of bags that were sort of mostly all black or like dark blue and dark brown. And so as I was sort of going through, I realized that they were all Country Road and Sportscraft, and I literally lost it. So I started digging through them all, and I found quite a few of them that were real leather. So this was one of the ones I picked up. I also picked up two others. I think I ended up putting some photos on Instagram if you want to check that out. And so I think I got all three of them for $80, but this particular one is the brand Sportscraft, and their bags typically retail between $200 and $300 each. So yeah, so I definitely got a bargain, and this was basically in brand new condition when I got it. So I've been using it every day. I love it. It's like that really soft, buttery leather material. It feels amazing. It's been the perfect size. It fits so much. So it has a zipper opening, and then it's got a small zipper in here, and then you've got some pockets, and it fits so much. And then at the front, I've just been using that to basically put my keys in. And it's just been so nice to have a small handbag that's easy to carry around, to throw over your shoulder. Typically I use quite larger handbags. This is probably one of the very first smaller bags I've ever had, and I really love it. And that was just such an awesome find. I'm so thankful that I found that. So I have really been enjoying that, and I love Sportscraft. They have amazing handbags. So I've been really obsessed with this body wash. I friggin' love the scent of this. It smells so beautiful. This is from the Body Shop. I believe this was from the Christmas limited collection. My husband actually bought me quite a few Body Shop products. This was one of them. So it's just a shower gel, but it's in the scent Glazed Apple. It's just the most amazing smelling apple body wash I've ever used. I love this scent. I really wish that you were able to still get this, because I would go back and buy like 1,000 of these. It's just such a fresh, it smells like a beautiful toffee apple, fresh apple scent. It smells so beautiful. I really love it. I'm trying not to use it because I've used quite a bit of it already, and I don't know if they bring these out every Christmas or if this was just a one-off sort of scent. I really do love it. So as soon as I see the Body Shop that bring this back, Glazed Apple, I am going to be rushing out to get more. Now, a perfume that I have been really loving is my Chloe perfume, and every now and again I sort of go through stages where I use this and then I stop using it, only because I don't want it to run out in a hurry because it is a bit expensive. I don't know the name. I don't know if it's just called Chloe by Chloe, or if it has a particular name. I'm not quite sure. I have had this perfume so many times. I always rebuy it. I always love picking it up from Priceline when they have the Priceline sales, because I think it goes from 100 and something down to about 69. But it's such a beautiful scent. I've got it on today. It just smells so fresh and pretty. It's like slightly girly. It's not strong. It doesn't smell floral or musky or masculine or candy. It's kind of just like a really fresh, classic scent. I think a lot of different people would enjoy this, you know, from young to older. I really feel like it's that universal scent that just would smell pretty on anyone, and I always get a lot of compliments when I use this. And I mean, the bottle is just super, super pretty as well. But yeah, really been enjoying that. I have a lot of makeup favorites. So I'll start off with the foundation. I have been raving on about this ever since I picked it up, and it's the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation in 842 medium beige. Now, I have fallen in love with this so much that I did end up buying an extra one at the Priceline 40% off sale, which I've got a video up on. I love this foundation so much. I feel like I have used heaps of it already. It's always hard to tell with these bottles, but I think I'm about halfway to 3/4 through it. I know I've been using it a lot. I've been using it almost every single day as my everyday work foundation, and it's been perfect. My skin is very funny, so I do have oily skin, but it's typically not overly oily. In winter, my skin does change and I tend to get a bit dry, especially around my cheeks and my forehead and stuff. But typically the rest of the year I have quite an oily T-zone, especially on my chin and my nose. So I would normally find with foundations that the makeup would start sort of breaking down around my nose and my chin. It would sort of start to separate and sort of come off. I also get sweaty around like my chin and my top lip all the time. If I start to get warm, I start getting little sweat beads. That is just a thing. I don't know. And on some foundations, when you sort of tap that area to get rid of the sweat, it will take off the foundation and it tends to go patchy. This doesn't do that, which I am amazed by. And so this just lasts beautifully. I find I really don't need to touch up very much at all when I use this. And when I come home from work in the afternoon, my foundation and my face still looks really beautiful and flawless. So up until finding this, I was always trying to find sort of like my perfect work office foundation, something I could wear every single day and not really have to think twice about if the weather would help it hold up and things like that. So I've worn this when it's really hot, I've worn this when it's windy, and it seems to hold up really well. And I find that if a foundation holds up well when it's quite hot and humid, then it's going to work for my skin. So that one I definitely have had to rave on about. I definitely need to do like a review on this because I can't speak highly enough about it. I really have been loving that. Now, this is a product I definitely have been getting a lot more use out of, and the main reasoning from that is I found that when I wore it, I would constantly get compliments and people commenting and asking what I was using. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. And these products are very versatile. So when you typically look at them, they don't look like anything, you know, out of this world or fancy, and these can be used for a whole heap of different ways really. So it's an incredibly light, thin powder, and it sort of has this just beautiful sheen glow. Now, depending on your skin type, you can use this as a highlighter, you can use it as a face powder, you can use it as a setting powder. There's so many different uses for this, but I have been using it as a highlight, which is what I have on my face today. So I just have it on my cheekbones. This is just such a thin consistency. It just gives a beautiful sort of glow from within look. It is incredibly soft. It lasts all day and all night. And it is just so flattering. I only ever use this as a highlight because it is a lot lighter. However, I do have the shade Dim Light, and I use that as an all over setting powder sometimes, and that, even with oily skin, it doesn't make me look oily or greasy. It just gives a really beautiful glowy type dewy look, which is really flattering. So yeah, so on the cheeks, love this as a highlighter. Now, another product I have been loving so much since I got this, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I got this in medium 1 Custard. Now, I do know that a lot of people here on YouTube have done comparison videos with this and the Maybelline Fit Me. I have always wanted to try this out because I have heard a lot of hype about it. There's a lot of NARS products I have never tried that I still want to try, like the NARS Sheer Glow and the Matte Glow, and I know they've got this new Luminous foundation. I still want to try those, but I wanted to try this out for myself, and I have to say I'm incredibly impressed. I picked up the colour Custard because I figured this would be a really great colour for like a neutral skin tone, which is what I have, and it's not too bright, so this pretty much matches my skin pretty perfectly. This doesn't make my under eyes too bright or too light. I think if you like that look, then definitely go the shade above this, which I think was Vanilla. For me, I don't particularly like a really bright under eye because it comes across a bit fake on me anyway, but this has just been the perfect match. It covers beautifully, it has amazing pigmentation, and it also doesn't crease under my eyes, which is beautiful. The only other concealer that doesn't tend to crease on me is the MAC Pro Longwear, and I feel like this just feels nicer under the eyes than MAC Pro Longwear, but I also probably compare this quite a bit to the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the sense of how it looks and how it blends, and yeah, so this has definitely become a very fast favourite. At the same time, when I purchased the NARS concealer, I also picked up the Too Faced Semi Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, and I've been loving this ever since. I just love everything about this. I don't have the first palette, and I never picked that up because I'm not a purple eyeshadow wearer. I typically almost always wear neutrals. Sometimes I'll wear a pop of colour, but it's very rare, and so when I saw that this one had come out, I thought it would just be perfect. So I definitely did my research, looked into the colours and the swatches, and I have to say I haven't been disappointed whatsoever. It smells like chocolate. It smells... there's no way to explain it other than if you were to have this in front of you. I made chocolate brownies yesterday, and that's what it reminds me of. It just reminds me of this beautiful cocoa chocolate scent, which is just gorgeous. And I feel like this is so enjoyable when you're getting ready, and you know, it has a beautiful mirror. As you're getting ready and putting your eyeshadow on, you just get that scent of chocolate, and I can't explain makeup and chocolate. It just goes. I love all the colours. I've used almost every single shade. There's not many in here that I haven't used yet. I did buy these online from Mecca. Yes, definitely been getting my use and wear out of that. So on to some lip products. So the first one I've been getting a lot of use out of, this is from MAC, and it was from the Bao Bao Wang collection. This is the Luster Finish Lipstick in Romantic Breakdown. This packaging is so pretty. I love when MAC, you know, make the effort to sort of really do some nice limited edition packaging. And this is the colour. It's really quite plain and it looks kind of boring, but it just works so nicely on the lips. It's very nude, it's very sheer, but it it seems to go so nicely. So with like makeup looks like today where I've got sort of like liner or darker eyes, I love pairing it with this type of color because it just gives that very natural but sort of put together look. It's no fuss with the lips, you know, I can put this on without having to look in a mirror. It feels really nice on the lips because it's luster, it's slightly sheer, but it still has a little bit of tint of color. So it's kind of like that alternate of using a lip gloss but in a lipstick form. So you get the benefits that it stays on longer and things like that. I've definitely been reaching for that quite a lot, and I found between this and the Cinderella Royal Ball lipstick, I tend to prefer the look of this one. So I tend to lean towards this more than the Royal Ball lipstick, which surprised me because I thought I would reach for the Cinderella lipstick a bit more, but I definitely have been enjoying it. And then as a lip gloss, I tend to go through stages where I use this heaps and then I don't, and then I use it again and I fall in love with it. It's the Arbonne lip gloss. So it's called a lip polish and it's a luster, and this is in the shade Posh Chic. So it's like Posh / Chic. The packaging is all sort of starting to wear off with the label and stuff, but this is such a beautiful, very natural pinky shade. This I actually went to an Arbonne party, goodness, it must have been a year ago now, or close to a year ago, and I spotted this as a tester, and I tried it out at the party and everyone was like, oh my god, you need to get that, that's so beautiful. And I haven't regretted it since. This is pretty much, I think it's the only Arbonne product I have, but I love everything about it. I love the packaging and how small it is, and the shade, I can't explain. I don't have any lip gloss this color. It's beautiful, and it's just this gorgeous pinky shade. You can build up the color and have it quite like a dark type pink, or you can just use it as like a sheer wash of color. It has a tiny little bit of sparkle in it, sort of like a white silver. Feels really nice on the lips, definitely not like a sticky formula. The only downside to this is I found this was quite expensive. I think once I had ordered it, I think this was the only thing I picked up, and it cost me about I want to say like $46, and I remember thinking that MAC lip glosses were cheaper. So that's the only downside, but I have to say I really love the colour of it, and I love just the formula. It's so enjoyable to wear. Now, a very recent favourite, a very new favourite, but I needed to mention this because I feel like I need to just tell everyone to get this. So it's a liquid liner from Maybelline, the Master Precise. Now I know a lot of people already know about this, a lot of people use this. I am definitely new to the bandwagon, and I picked this up at the Priceline Cosmetics sale, and I'm so friggin' glad that I did, because holy moly, I never knew that doing liner could be this easy. I've always struggled with eyeliner. I think I have tried pens in the past. I've tried a lot of liquid liners that have the brush, and I just found as I would try and flick, the brush would flick up and I'd end up with eyeliner everywhere, and it would just be such a hot mess. I've used this yesterday and today, and I just, like, it just makes liner so easy, and I feel like it's so easy to create such a thin line, and you have so much control over it. It has a beautiful, very dark, I think it's matte. I don't think it's sort of like a shiny matte, a shiny black. I think it definitely is a matte shade, and it's just incredibly black. It makes it so easy to do a liner, like a liner look. It's so easy to create a wing. Oh my goodness, I love everything about it. So I think the tip itself is made of multiple brush hairs, but they are pushed together so tightly that it doesn't flop around all over the place. And I'll show you how thin this is. And I find you don't have to push hard to, you know, to make it dark or to get the product out. You just have so much control, which I just think is amazing. And it just makes it so easy, and I never knew winged liner could ever be this easy. So for me to say that, it says a lot, because I've always struggled with it. So if you have always found that trying to do liner is just so hard and you never can find good products, try this out, because I'm very impressed. And I haven't yet tried the Physicians Formula Eye Booster yet. I did pick that up at the Priceline sale, so I'm interested to see the difference between this and that one, but I probably won't open it until this one has dried out. So if you have this, can you let me know roughly how long this lasts for until it dries out, or until you get rid of it. I will be finishing up with sort of like some food favorites. So these two are kind of funny because they're kind of opposites. So the first one is a drink, and I actually picked this up today because I'm pretty much addicted to it, and it's from Osha. You can get a whole heap of other different brands, but it's basically an aloe or an aloe vera drink, which the first time I heard about it, I thought that's just weird, and in my mind it's like I expected it to taste like face cream. I don't know why. The only downside to this is it does have a lot of sugar. It has like 50 grams of sugar and 50 grams of carbs. So it's basically like if you were to drink a soft drink, to be honest with you. So this is something I try not to have too often, but it's definitely like a guilty pleasure. So I tend to pick this up over like Coke or, you know, soft drink type drinks, but I really love the taste of it. And the awesome thing about it is it actually reminds me of bubble tea, or I don't know the other words for it, like easy way, you know, like those drinks where you can get taro milk and it has like bubbles and pearls and stuff inside it. Well, this drink actually has sort of like the aloe vera jelly through it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but the jelly kind of floats around in there, and so then as you drink it, you kind of get these little chunks of jelly that you can kind of chew on. It's so strange, but I love the taste of it. And so you can only get these at like Asian grocery markets or like the sushi shops and things like that. I've definitely been addicted to this and I really love it. So then the last item, which is kind of funny because this is like a health type food item, and this is a tea. So this is from Skinny Mint, and this particular one is the 28-day detox, and this one is the night cleanse. So I believe it was through Bella Box I actually got a sample of the day and the night cleanse of this, and then I went ahead and I bought the 28-day of the day and the night. So this particular one is just the nighttime one. I love this tea in so many different ways, especially the nighttime one, and the main reasoning for that, if I eat junk food, so if I eat badly or I have a lot of sugar or a lot of fat, a lot of carbs, I can tend to feel really bloated, which I'm feeling right now because I've had a weekend of just eating crap. So you know when you just feel like you've overeaten, you've just eaten bad food, and you just feel bloated and very yuck. It sort of reduces your bloating, but basically it helps reduce bloating, and it sort of helps you sort of to cleanse your body. Like you feel like when you have this you know, at night time, it just helps flush out anything that you've eaten, all that crappy food. It's got ingredients for anti-bloating, detoxifying, it promotes good sleep, improves digestion, it also reduces appetite, relieves cramps and constipation, all these kinds of things. So it's definitely got a lot of really good benefits in it, and it also says here that it's got a gentle laxative effect. It really does help you feel like you're sort of flushing your body of all the crap. So I really enjoy the nighttime one for that simple fact that if I reach for this, if I'm feeling bloated and a bit yuck and I've eaten bad food, I have this before bed and I really notice a difference. I really have enjoyed it. So, you know, it's meant to help with losing weight and things like that, but I really just love it for the fact of in the morning I don't feel as bloated waking up when I have this. The taste of it is actually quite nice. It's definitely like a green tea, herbal type, but kind of tastes a little bit peppery, sort of like a cayenne pepper type taste. But it's really enjoyable. I enjoy drinking it, so I thought I would mention that. It's something I've definitely been getting a lot of use out of. And so that is everything for my monthly favorites. I hope you guys have had an awesome March. I can't believe we're going to be in April very soon. This year is just screaming by. But I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.